almost ready to begin. Good. Me who logged in. How long has chat been hidden on these? Hold on. How is this? Chat. Chat wasn't visible for the entire last stream. Oh no. What about the one before that? Okay, the one it was literally just last stream. At some point between this stream and last stream, I must have accidentally, or session 23 and session 24, I must have accidentally completely hidden the chat for some reason. I don't know why. My apologies. Didn't catch that. I even scrubbed through the VOD and I didn't notice it. That's incredible. I'm going to add a little disclaimer about that to the video description real fast. There. Just confirming real fast. Timestamps didn't break. Okay, awesome. Okay. I've been a little busy. We now have Miner at 50, still working on Fisher, or not Fisher, Botanist. Hello, Robert, good to see you. Did I updated the category, right? Yeah, okay, I did. Let's see. I updated, or I got Miner to 50. Still working on Botanist, Goldsmith, and Carpenter. Get to those when I get to those. And we, as you can see here, we've got class quests lined up for Black Mage, Rogue, and Archer. Rogue and Archer both need to be finished off. I was legitimately worried that I somehow forgot to update the category or something. I do stuff like that all the time. I was literally just commenting that last stream didn't have the chat visible for some unknown reason. I prefer to have it there to cover up the box in case anyone says something, right? Because it's another player, I can't really control what they're gonna do. And the chat being there is better than just like a picture, right? But apparently I hit it at some point. I don't know why. I must have I know what it was. I recorded something using that setting. Testing out the viability of a challenge run or something, and then I never turned it back on. That has to have been it. Okay. Mystery solved. I know what happened now. Anyways, so like always, we're gonna start with the Ixal quests. I mean, the sins of the other chat are bound by Twitch TOS still, right? The sins of the Final Fantasy chat, less so. People could really just say whatever they wanted to me, and I don't want them to do that. Was it Goldsmith? I need to do Goldsmith? Yep. Soon we will be done. Greetings, Miku. Mood of the camp, dampened it is, dark and dreary. Lie dormant, Dezel Qualan does, like deflated balloon, fly without Tataramu's touch. It cannot. Huh. Okay, I don't know how many slurs get through the filter. I think there's only one that I know of that gets through the filter. A lot of the others are caught by an auto filter that I'm pretty sure I've left enabled. So the thing is, you can disable the auto filter for yourself. I have it disabled on my main character. Just because it also filters out the word fuck, which everyone says all the time. So technically, according to TOS, you're not supposed to, but we do anyways. Let's see. Rely on Tataramu we did. More than Sezel realized. Become heart of Icodal 9 Tataramu has. Despite this helpless feeling, Sezel does. Or despise this helpless feeling, Sezel does. Ask Miku to visit Gridania and parley with Highwind Skyways, Sezel would. Only fledglings sit and screech and do nothing. Tataramu needs to fly, and give him that chance we will. So serious Sezel has become. Bring small featherless one back to us, Miku must. Okay. He's asking us maybe a little early in our journey. We've only saved, like, part of Eorzea at this point, as opposed to the whole planet. Which eventually we'll get to. Where? Ah, the airship landing. I'm sorry, were you addressing me? If you have a business proposal or seek employment, then I must ask that you first make an appointment through the official company represent... You wish to know Tataramu's whereabouts. I assume you're referring to Master Tataramu? Forgive me, but I must inquire as to your relationship with the chairman's son. I fail to see how someone of your apparent... Ah, it's you! You were there in that filthy Ixali camp. Hello, I also saved Eorzea. You're welcome. You're the one who conspired with those Betalioned savages. I was expecting that to say, like, battalioned savages for some reason. So I was like, but Betalond? What? You're the one who conspired with those Betalon savages to kidnap Master Tataramu. Well, I'm certainly not about to share any information with a disreputable ruffian such as you. Shoo, be gone! Now I shall be late in boarding the chairman's flight to Kurthis. He has a very important meeting at the observatorium with a very important people. You don't say. Don't mind if I do. Let me just... He's so important. Why have I already forgotten his name? There is no human being on Earth who can remember the names of every NPC in this game. No one. It's not possible. There's 5 million of the motherfuckers, okay, and they are everywhere. Hello. You again? However, did you know where to... well, I'll not stumble like that a second time. No, keep quiet. Chairman Tatabaru is engaged with an extremely delicate negotiations and is not to be disturbed. You're still asking after Master Tataramu? Will you not be silent? If you absolutely must know, the young man accompanied us here as part of his continuing education and company management. His chambers are guarded by our loyal, not to mention lethal, retainers, so you can forget any plans to spirit him away again. There's a quest over here? That's... Oh, this is the alternate unlock quest for Zamail Darkhold. We've already done that. Where is he? Somewhere around here, apparently. In here? No. In here? No. Okay. This opens. Is he in here? No. In here? Nope. What the hell is a battle warden? Distribution evaluation of guild hests in here in Kurthus. Ah, guild hests. We haven't done those yet. They're the worst thing in the game. By a lot. One of these days they'll cover what they are, but there is no value in unlocking them whatsoever. So I want to wait until an absolutely filler stream in order to actually unlock it. Nope, no one in the tower. Stables, but he's not back there. Here? Ah! I found you. Oh, Miku, what are you doing here? Sezel sent you, broken without me, you say? I never imagined that the absence of my skills would be so keenly felt. I'm flattered, but as dearly as I would love to stroll out the door with you, I'm afraid things aren't that simple. My father dragged me along on the pretense that I would be learning the trade, then confined me to this room. I'm practically a prisoner. Did you see the guards on your way in? Should I attempt to take even one step across the threshold, those company-bought thugs will stop me in my tracks. There must be a way past them that doesn't involve outright violence. I have it. You must needs speak with Templeton, the Skywinds employee stationed here at the observatorium. He's aided us with component crafting before, and is one of the few people in the company I might consider an ally. Wily he may be, but it is the exact trait that will serve us now. Templeton. You. Good day to you, adventurer. What may poor Templeton, do to serve you on this cold and miserable day, which, come to think of it, fairly well describes every day in this godforsaken, croc-infested stretch of icy hell. Looking to break Master Tataramu from his confinement, are you? Well now, I'm sure I couldn't possibly lend my assistance to such a shady undertaking. I certainly wouldn't suggest the use of a particularly potent sleeping potion. Wink, wink. Our sellswords have grown fond of drinking mulled wine in an effort to forget their freezing extremities, and I'm sure they wouldn't question the appearance of another bottle on the table. It would hardly be your fault if they overindulged and found themselves snoring under a table until morning. Ahem. Away with you and your nefarious schemes, and be sure to pass on my regards to the chairman's son. Let's see. Reminds me of 103 giving you a quiz. One of the questions asks you to name an NPC from 01 whose name got mentioned exactly once and died within the opening minutes. What the hell? One of these days I'll play 0. I have the DS collection, so it is in my backlog. Miku, what news? Was Templeton able to offer a solution to our dilemma? He gave you what? A sleeping potion? Well, I hope his concoction has no lasting ill effects. Past experiences ought to go by. Those retainers should be well into their cups by now. I'll sneak past as quickly as I dare and meet you outside. Ha! So far, so good, it would seem. Now, let's return to Sezel's camp before my father concludes his negotiations. A word with you, Master Tataramu. Coulson, when did you arrive in Kurthus? It's good to see you. I know what you're planning, lad, and you know what will happen should you go through with it. Your father will not tolerate this defiance. You've taken his side? I thought that you, at least, would support me in this. Pray, take a moment to consider your father's perspective. He only wants what is best for the future chairman of Highwind Skyways. The world you stand to inherit is not the world in which the rest of us live. There are commoners, there are kings, and there are kings. We are all born into our fates and the responsibilities they bring. I am no prince. I am but the privileged brat of an airship engineer. And how did that empire come into being? Highwind Skyways merely copied the balloons of the Ixal and hopped a little into the air. I care not for our company's reputation or its profits. Fortune, prestige, its aims are so low. Sezel and his Ixal 9 are reaching for the heavens. They have grand dreams and a passion unlike any I've seen before. They seek to restore their lost wings, and God's damn it, I would help them. I would share in that vision, soar in the same sky. That's all I wish for. Go on, Master Tataramu. I will speak with the chairman myself. I will convince him of the depth of your desire, as you have convinced me. You will? I have underestimated you, young sir. Those eyes, that mask of determination. It is like witnessing a decades-old memory come to life. There can be no doubt that your grandfather's blood runs hotly in your veins. Coulson. Quickly, now off with you. The longer I stand here in the biting cold, the more my hip starts to ache over the fervent heat of youth. Come, Miku, we have kept Sezel waiting long enough. Ah, didn't even have to craft for this one. That's nice. That'll put us up to 6. The 7th one is the final one, and all of them are going to tick up 1 once we finish the final quest. So, like all of these guys, once we finish the inter-society quest, as it's called, all of these go up by 1. And there's 1 for most expansions. They only skipped it for like 1 of them. I don't know how voice actors can do chuckles. Me neither. I've never figured it out. Chief Totolock, your designer has returned. Sezel? Fogged up for no reason, Goggles did. Tears, not tears of joy. No, humidity. Listen well, Tataramu. Make up for lost time we must. Work and work until Dezel Qualan is complete. Until hands ache and sweat turns to blood. Yes, sir. Found you. Found camp we have. Reeking pile of dung hidden in forest. Luckily for us, this is the end of the quest, which means we don't have to deal with them right now. No, not now. Knew you were sneaking about, we did. But know why we did not until now. Preening feathers for forest people, making unsanctioned balloon. Crime against goddess and our people you have committed. Harsh your punishment will be. Break it all, burn it down. Leave you to stew in fear we shall. Hear, oh, because you're going to do it next time. Hear of this treachery our Natalan brothers will. Pluck their feathers, snap their bones. Ooh. Cecil, what do we do? Found us, they have. Cecil knew this day would come. Too soon it is, but if but complete Dezoqualan, we can... Well, I guess we get to figure out what happens with this next week. Or now? Oh, no, it's just gonna... Yeah, we're almost done with the balloon. It really did just come down to the quest structure and adding a bunch of, like, suspense. Suspense blocked off by me earning 1,320 points. Good God. Have they added a new quest NPC? They have. Okay, eventually, I will figure out how many points we can earn in a single day. And I will have the update as to when we can finish the quests. For now, though, instead of immediately rushing to do content, we're doing the ending of Black Mage. And, I'll just say right now, big goal tonight is these two so that I can level them further. Miku only has 3 classes that are not at level 50. Archer, Monk, and Rogue. And I can't level Archer and Rogue until we get time to finish up their quests. So it's going to be a big thing tonight is we need to finish up the Rogue and Archer quests. Hello, Kazakh-cha. You have gathered the first 4 artifacts, Miku. That's no small feat. Yet I fear little time remains. The tablet of Daza's great ancestors, to be believed. There is yet one more. Attempting to seal the Void Gate before you have found them all would be the height of folly. It's okay, I have better gear already. Our search for the solace of the gods continues. I have gone through all the records left by my great-grandfather, yet have discovered little. The only seemingly relevant passage I found was his last. He put it to paper some hundreds of years ago, just before bidding farewell to his home. The true power of destruction will be awoken in that most sacred of places. The power of destruction is black magic, of course, but as to what is meant by this awakening, I fear I'm at a loss. You believe that Daza and Dozul Melok's ancestors might know more? To be sure, they were witness to the same events. And it is true that they, too, left their homes 100 years ago and were damned for traitors. Could be mere coincidence, but no, I do not think that likely. I fear this foreshadows our doom. Should you find aught else, I beseech you to tell me at once. I will also continue to search for answers. The tablet seems to suggest that the way to the solace of the gods and the final relic will be made known in time, yet we can scarce afford to wait idly by. Both Dozul, Melok, and Daza understand this urgency and have already returned to their respective homelands to delve into the matter. And now, to your next task, you must return to he who first bound our 4 fates together, the prophet Kukuruka. Perhaps his words can guide us once more. Ah. Hello, Lalai. Please, you must help me. Kukuruka has disappeared. Oh, that's great. That man is no messenger of Nalthal. He's a miscreant and a charlatan. One guilty of the most heinous of crimes. You were channeling him. Okay. None had seen him for days. I became worried and entered his chambers to see that he was well, though he prohibited me from doing so. Within I found only evidence of his deception. The records he had hidden were damning. I now know why he was condemned as the greatest criminal of his day. 100 years past, he conspired with Magi from the Beast Tribes to summon a creature known as Barbados, a monstrosity that was meant to destroy all of Eorzea. Their plot was discovered by the Order of Naldal, and the Void Gate was sealed before Barbados could emerge. Kukuruka was cast into the Marsaja pit for his crime, where he was to rot until his last breath. The Order was loath to let word of this spread, fearing others might someday seek to succeed where Kukuruka failed, and so they left no record of the plot save a few inscrutable documents, parchments intelligible only to those to whom the secret was known. These were the last words I found among the scribblings. 4 is the answer. 4 spells of black, 4 artifacts of Eld, the blood of 4 races. By 4 alone shall the true power of destruction be woken from the Void Gate. Miku, black magic is not the key to sealing the Void Gate, it's the key to opening it! Oh my god! The black magic is... evil? How will I ever recover? Kukuruka used us to revive this dark art, and now means to finish what he began a century ago. What fools we were to believe his lies. Please, Miku, you must stop him before it's too late. Hurry to Nald's reflection in southern Thanalan. Oh, southern Thanalan, my favorite map. Hold on. I want to have the quest progress pulled up for this one. I want to see how long it is while we head that way. Yeah, okay. Not a super long quest. I can still like use it, right? It's fine if I'm a black mage, right? If I keep studying, right? No one has a problem with that. Oh boy. Oh, I love watching the light load in like after the scene has started. Barbados is just one of the gargoyle enemies? I mean, like, I get it, making new assets is hard and all, but, like, and I'll be a little disappointed that he's just the boss of Zamail Darkhold. What's that thing's name? Okay. My mouse is doing the funny again. That's awesome. Oh, I see. Oop. Hold on. Fixing this. I have pulled aggro off of the guy who's supposed to be tanking for me. Oh, no. Should I be killing this? I should probably be killing the Dark Plasmas and Void Lanterns, right? You know, it really seems to just not matter, actually. I bet if I just focused on Barbados, I'd be fine. Yes. You deceived us all, you have. Pay, you will. One of these days we'll be done dealing with the Ixal. I promise. You are one of Hitali Melok's get, are you not? Mother of mother of mother, her name, you know? And you, Amalja, yes. You are the line of Kazib Cha, I can see it. And kobold through your veins courses the blood of Dagu, does it not? And last but not least, the Black Mage Miku. Splendidly done. Few could have vanquished Barbados as you have. No doubt you are eager to hear what truly transpired 100 years ago. Being a kindly soul, I shall tell you. I was an ambitious mage in my youth, insatiable in my thirst for knowledge of the arcane. In the course of my studies, I discovered ancient writings which told of a black magic, a magic capable of destroying as only the gods can. It was innocent at first, until it wasn't, but then questions began to arise in my mind that demanded answers. Where had all the black mages of old gone? Why had the existence of the art been hidden? And so I probed, endlessly, tirelessly. The more I uncovered, the more it drew me in. There was such power to be had. I was not merely ambitious, I was also vainglorious. I desired recognition, deference. By accomplishing that which no other could, I sought to make my legacy an eternal one. Yet, the pursuit of black magic was trying. I would pass days, weeks, months at a time unsure of how to proceed, and what little progress did come came but slowly. It was then that I met your ancestors. The gem of Shitoto, the power to sense magic, the relics, all of these things I owe to them. With their vast knowledge, the slow crawl of my studies turned to leaps and bounds. I dare say your ancestors sought the same recognition as I. Kazib Cha, ridiculed by the Amalja for his ingenious analyses of worldly phenomena, Hitali Milok named pariah for not sharing the small-minded prejudices of the Ixal, Dagu, a victim of his kind's idiocy, bound never to leave the land of kobolds. We toiled together, learning what we could, and learn we did, much and more. Imagining we had gleaned all that was to be known, we prepared to hold a dark rite, one we believed would restore black magic to its fullest expression. I do not know what came over me. I was blinded by my own lust for power. I altered one of the incantations. It was arrogant, foolish. Our command over the ancient powers we summoned was lost. I watched the chaotic aether wash over my friends, ripping them apart, only to fuse them together into an abomination. No, you couldn't mean that thing we just saw. Yes, I saw that. When I saw what my hubris had created, I mustered all my strength to see Barbados sealed behind the Void Gate. Sealed, yet not defeated. Yet I felt myself corrupted by the ether, and was unsure whether I could hold my powers in check. Fearful, I returned to Ul'dah, where I manipulated the minds of a few thaumaturges of the Order into believing I had committed some terrible crime. Only with me confined to the depths of the Marsaja pit could the realm be safe. And there I remained, waiting for the coming of one with the power to purify the ether of those 3 fiends with whom I once shared a dream. I did not expect your forgiveness, but I am truly sorry. No words Dazzle has, only squawk! I am not long for this world. Here, take this relic while I still have the strength enough to offer it. Is it the chess piece? The 5th artifact? Yes, the 5th! Welcome to the solace of the gods. Perhaps you know it better as Nald's reflection, as most do. Truly remarkable, Miku. You have succeeded where many great mages have failed. Mastered what we sought to master. I'm only level 50. I can now rest knowing that this power is safe with you. It is for you to set the hatreds of the past aright. My time to join Thal has come. May he greet me as a friend. To think, Kukuruka carried that anguish 100 long years. His crime was born of the hubris of youth, yet his atonement came from the wisdom of old age. His soul has found peace, and it is not our place to linger and disturb it. Come, let us return to Burgundy Falls. When it is over, finished, ended, over, we did all we could, and the souls of the Kukuruka and the others have been saved. The legends carried by my forebears have had their final chapter written this day. I confess, there's a sadness in that. I'm proud to call you friend, Miku, brother and sister friend, now and always, no matter how divergent our paths from here. Yes, you are a true mage of the black now. Pray, grace we kobolds and La Noscea with your presence someday. No, sorry, Daza, I already did that. Century-old plan this was. Fulfilled his purpose, Kukuruka did. Mother of mother of mother. Forgiven Kukuruka she has. Think so, Dozzle does. Finished, this story is. Had much fun, Dozzle did, like mother of mother of mother. Grand fun she had too, Dozzle hopes. Farewell, Miku, we meet again someday, Dozzle hopes. And there we go. Now to explain what ability we're about to get real fast, considering we're gonna have to fly a ways. We're about to get the ability Flare. It uses the last remaining bit of our MP to deal a hit that deals 240 potency. So it's weaker than a Fire 3, but it consumes all of our MP. The idea is you use it right when you're almost out of MP, and it finishes off your fire combos. I've just never, particularly been a fan of it, considering... The hell? Eden has a mount? Okay. Why is the Eden mount standing on top of Kazag-Cha, though? Things have come to an end, it would seem, both the threads which bound us all and the tragic tapestry we wove. Most mysterious things these lives we lead. Do you recall when the words of so many legends and prophecies first brought you to me? It was here, at these same Burgundy Falls. We have spoken much here since then, yet I never imagined this day would come. I stand before you now with no regrets. I am grateful to the gods for letting our paths cross. Dozo Melloc, Daza, and you, Miku Hatsune. I count you all as my brethren in black. Together, we have seen the souls of our ancestors given peace, and I, too, now feel a happiness I've never known. You have become a true Black Mage, my friend, and more than that, a true friend, Black Mage. Let the dark art we share be a symbol of our bond, and that undying in shadow or light by day or night. The black has taken you. That's not a great message to give me. Alright, and now we're done with Black Mage for a little while. I'll be using it in between streams to earn Poetics because I hate this class and never want to play it above level 50. Let's see. Now... Black Mage is done forever. Work on Archer quests. I don't want to sink into darkness. Thank you, Ansem. What level of Archer Quest are we on? 25, we only have 2 to go. That's good. Ah, Miku, I had hoped you would come. You may be able to help. I'm concerned about Lei and Silver. They show signs of losing perspective and, well, mayhap it's best you see for yourself. I cannot help but feel that both would benefit from your counsel. Consider this a personal request, Miku. Don't make me talk to him. Oh gods, did Luciane send you to pester me by any chance? This is hardly her concern, and definitely not yours. You must know I've decided to leave the guild. Oh no, Silver, don't leave. Who else is gonna be racist to all of the new recruits and drive down the guild's popularity? I mean to track down Pawa Mujuk and finish what we started. The God's Quiver and the Wood Whalers seem content to ignore our warnings, but I will not let her escape again. I've already made the mistake once, and it cost me my place in the God's Quiver. I, the foolish young sentry of whom I once spoke, he was me. We had her, Miku. There was no escape, but then she began to wail about a wounded comrade, one who would surely die without her help. She looked me straight in the eye and begged, and I blinked. I failed to see through the most elementary ruse. I failed Gridania and the God's Quiver, and while that can never be forgiven, mayhap I can reclaim a measure of honor by stopping her. But a wanderer like you would not understand what it means to betray your people. Worry not, I do not intend to leave just yet. I will continue to gather information until I am certain of Mujik's whereabouts. Make no mistake, though, it's only a matter of time. Now run along, will you? Oh, and if you are so concerned about your fellow guildmates, you should attend to that moping Mikote. The sight of her shuffling around while staring at her feet is bad for morale. Not that it matters to me. Oh, it's you. Tell me, Miku, do you ever think about home? Do you ever wish you could go back? Where would Miku even conceivably be from in this universe? Where? I've never really considered that. Mine was just another poor village in the Twelves Wood. The fields were more stone than soil, and merchants hardly ever bothered to visit. We didn't have a lot, but we didn't need it. And then the calamity came. I remember running, and the screams. It was so loud, Miku, so unbearably loud. And then I was here, in a strange city, surrounded by more people than I'd ever seen, and I didn't know any of them. But I knew how to hunt. I was always good at hunting, Miku. And the guild gave me a place to get better. At least I thought I had gotten better. She, Pawa Mujuk, she was so much more. I've been thinking, Miku, that maybe this is a sign. Maybe Silver is right, and this guild, this city, is no place for an outsider like me. And so I've decided to leave. I'm glad to have known you, Miku, even if it was only for a short while. Forgive me if this is too selfish of a request. But before I go, I would like to meet with you one last time. Alone in South Shroud. These Gridanians would not understand. Okay. Are these quests implying that the racists win? Granted, Silver is also leaving. No, don't hurt her. And there I was, thinking you might have accepted, or you mightn't accept my kind invitation. Oh my god. I don't recall inviting her, though. 'Tis rude to presume, missy, and I do so hate rudeness. Wait, it's not her fault, it's mine. I invited her. She's a member of the Archers Guild like me, and she's not a Gridanian. Ah, I do begin to recall her face. Aye. Knows how to hold a bow, that one. Well, she ain't the typical recruit, but I reckon I might be willing to make an exception. No, it's not like that. I wanted to say goodbye. You're joining the villains? Not even one brain cell collectively across all the characters in this questline. Not even one! They're all so stupid! Miku, ever since I met Pawa, I've been at a loss, but I realize now that the place isn't at the guild with the Gridanians. They'll never accept me. This is where I belong, with my people, carrying on our traditions, our archery, not Gridania's. It's all I have left, Miku, so I'm going with Pawa. Make sure you don't, or maybe you don't understand now, but just promise me you won't tell Luciane or Silver. The hells I won't. Miku! Sorry I'm not letting you be a monster. Jesus Christ. I had a feeling she might be harboring a few... Oh, I really don't want to say that word out loud on stream. Look, I know that it's not the same word. I don't want to say it out loud on stream, so I'm not gonna. Worry not, sister. Put an arrow in her. No! Ain't no love lost twixt ye and the guild, is there? Then what's the problem with feathering a bloody venturer? No bugger will miss her. I'll miss her, all right, so just stop. Dear me, and I had such high hopes for you, Miss Eliapo. Waste of bloody time. A keeper what's lost her nerves is about as much a use to me as a glass bow. But there's no sport in killing captured prey. I'd better not see neither of ye again, because if I do, I'll show you what happens to prey what's daft enough to get caught twice. Away, sisters, away. Good idea to have. Yeah, no, I don't want anything even kind of similar to that, an audio clip of me saying that word out there ever. Ever. No, thank you. No. Not doing it. How do you do it, Miku? How do you live in this place with these people? And why do you even bother? What have they ever given you besides scorn? Well, what do you see in them, Miku? Even though you joined the guild after I did, you've come so far so quickly, maybe you've even surpassed me. I have to know how you've done it. I have to know what it is I'm doing wrong. And there's only one way I can think to find out. Meet me at Bannock. Why'd you even join the guild, Miku? You know, this far in the quests, I'm beginning to wonder the same fucking thing. Are you people stupid? What's happening here? Oh, great. Shall we begin, Miku? Then defend yourself. Show me what these people have taught you. I said fight me, damn it. Why are you holding back? I'm not. Is that all you got? I know you can do better. Have I ever discussed in detail what playing Archer is like? Because, yes, there's Bard's playstyle, which will come around eventually at the end of this. But Archer specifically, Archer's playstyle, is so bad. It is such a, like, rancid, terrible, like, gameplay loop that it actually makes Bard a less fun class to play because of it. It's like entirely RNG dependent. It's so bad. You're weaker than most classes basically all the time unless you're getting extremely lucky. It's like terrible feeling. I hate it. It's so simple. You've opened your eyes and looked beyond the master's faults. You have accepted their teachings and taken them to heart. Even Silver, for all his bigotry, wishes only to preserve his traditions. I lost sight of everyone else's struggles and became obsessed with mine own. I was so afraid to let go of my cherished notion of archery, my family's notion, and learn another way. I didn't want to betray them or dishonor their memory. But I have a family here, too, a family that sees the wider world, and it's willing to show me how blinkered I have become. As archers, we train our eyes and our minds to be unforgiving, to defy any attempt at concealment, and to discern the naked truth. It's little wonder, then, that I've neglected to look inside myself until now, though unquestionably worthwhile. I have found the experience rather excruciating. Thank you, Miku. I know now that I belong at the guild, whether with you and Luciane, and yes, even that bloody Wildwood, God's help me. I think I might actually miss him. No, you don't. He's been racist to you this whole time. You don't miss him. These people are going to give me an aneurysm. What's wrong with all of them? Why is everyone at the Archers Guild so dumb? I expected this out of the gladiators, but like, the archers. I promise we'll get our payoff for leveling these eventually. The Heavensward and Stormblood quests for this class are considered some of the best, like, class quests in the entire game. Welcome home, Miku. You need not say a word. One look at Lei's eyes was enough. Thank you for returning her to us. When we focus on a single goal and pursue it with passion and fervor, it becomes easy to lose sight of what else lies before us. With your skill and vision, Miku, you can help your fellow archers to look beyond themselves and remember their comrades. I hope I can count on your support in the future. Okay. Let's, There we go. Thank the gods you've come, Miku. Perhaps you can talk some sense into this stubborn fool. Calm yourself, Silver. At least let us petition the Order of the Twin Adder, for there's no time, Luciane. Powwow could be long gone before their forces had even assembled. Alone, I can move more swiftly and take these poachers by surprise and force them to divulge her location. We understand how you feel, Silver, but this is too reckless. At least permit Miku and me to accompany you. You, the adventurer and the savage... You cannot understand. I'm going to shoot you. Silver. Silver. But I do understand. I know what it means to take pride in your home, to want more than anything to protect it, and to be consumed by guilt when you cannot. I see what you're going through, Silver, and I understand. The guild has taught me to open my eyes and see clearly. I beg you, Silver, open yours. You have friends here, ready to fight. You have us. I have never considered you my friends. Do not follow me. Is it wrong to say I hope he dies? Because I kind of hope he dies. Well, his lying certainly hasn't improved. If he honestly thinks he's doing us a favor by forbidding us from getting involved, he's an even bigger fool than I imagined. Come, Miku, to the South Shroud. Okay, yeah, let's finish these. This is probably the end of the quests. Well, this is unfortunate. Silver? Lei? Miku, I told you not to follow me. I neither need nor want... Don't take me for a fool. You cannot conceal the truth from this archer's eye. Miku, the others are almost upon us. We must make her stand here to protect Silver. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever explained how this class actually works. To put it really simply, every time I hit 1, there's a 20% chance that the button above it becomes enabled. And if you think, well, you're just fishing for like a 20% chance every time you hit a button then, you would be correct. That's how the class plays. It's not like engaging or particularly fun. Oh no, I've been blinded. Lei, you gonna help? She is auto-attacking. Awesome. Oh, duty complete. I imagine there's going to be a second solo duty in a moment. I told you, I do not need nor want your assistance. Quite why you've deluded yourselves into thinking. You're the one who's deluded, thinking you could deceive us, even when a blind man could see that you cover your mouth every time you tell a lie. Observe with intent, overlooking not the smallest detail, discern your subject's unique characteristics, and recognize patterns in their behavior. I learned these things from Luciane and from you. No, we are not giving credit to the racist man. Stop it, Lei. And I'll be damned if I'm going to watch you get yourself killed. No, I'm fine with that. There's still so much I don't know about Gridani and Wildwood archery. There's so much that I need you to teach me. No, you can find any other teacher, probably. I suppose fixing your form is the least I can do. Why, you... Pawa's gang's already on the move. We have but one chance to catch them. The poachers throughout the 12s would use bone whistles like this one to communicate. With it, I believe we can lure Pawa out of hiding, assuming she has not moved on. So that's why you came to Taker's Rot, for this gang's whistle. Miku, if you're determined to help me, I have a task for you. Do not make me blow the whistle. Pawa was last seen near Isamhar, to the east of the camp. Through a hollow tree trunk is a clearing where two streams meet, and the Fs are wont to congregate. We will want to lay our trap there, and you will be the bait. Do not fear, Miku. I swear on my honor as a Gridanian archer that no harm will come to you. No, it is the entire gameplay loop of the class. Everything you do on this class is hitting heavy shot until straight shot procs. Everything. Every other button on my hotbar is either a damage over time debuff to an enemy, a off global cooldown attack that I can use once every 15 seconds with Bloodletter, a buff skill, and then the AoE version is just the same thing. It's just hitting quick knock until wide volley procs. Everything on Archer is RNG dependent. And once you get into Bard, it continues to be RNG dependent. All the way through to level 100. Granted, by level 100, you get a handful of tools that help you out in terms of guaranteeing procs and stuff, but... It's still miserable. It's still really bad. It's a shame because I actually kind of like playing Bard at level 100, as messy and difficult as it is to play. I've never liked the RNG dependency it has in its gameplay loop. Bollocks, I knew I should have trusted me gut. That looked really bad, actually. Some blokes just can't take a hint. I do hope you'll forgive my forwardness, madam. No, sir. 'Tis most flattering. Wouldn't you agree, sisters? Why don't we show our gallant wildwood admirer and his mates just how much we appreciate their attention? I hope you like it rough, darling. They have healers. No. Not that I can see, anyways. Oh, there is a healer. Die. That's funny. The other guys have the secondary, like, damage over time buff. You play 358 over 2 days. Is there any reason to watch the movie, or is it literally just the game scenes? So, as with anything in Kingdom Hearts, that's a complicated question. Yes, it is literally just the game scenes. If you're only concerned about getting the story content, the game it just fully replaces it. You don't need to bother with watching the movie. That being said, watching that movie and checking out all of the optional content in the like menus and stuff also unlocks content in Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. Like, additional cards that you can't get otherwise and whatnot. So... the answer is no for story content, yes for gameplay content for a different game. It's weird. To my knowledge, you never need to watch the Recoded movie. Just play that game. The Recoded movie doesn't add anything you need to know. I'll be honest. And I thought you only had eyes for me. And she's dead. Oh, she definitely just broke her back. I won't. Oh. Okay. I guess we're done. And then after this, we get to unlock Bard. I don't know if Bard, I think, comes with a new ability. And we can talk about what the difference is with Bard. And after that, I guess we're going to work on our Relic weapon. I don't know if we'll get to Crystal Tower tonight. It's looking like we probably won't. The Relic weapon's probably going to come first in a lot of instances. I'm relieved to see you again, Miku. Had the three of you not been united in your purpose, Pawa Mujuk would still be free, and one or more of you would surely be dead. Oh, don't skip any Kingdom Hearts games. Don't. I'm so proud of you, Miku. Not only have you mastered our teachings, but you've also helped your guildmates regain the perspective that they had lost. For showing such compassion to your peers, I wish to teach you a new technique, Wind Bite. With Wind Bite, you can bring the power of the very air around you to bear against your opponents, and they will suffer for it long after you've knocked your next arrow, and it will serve you well in battle, I am certain. All archers walk the same path, Miku, towards improvement and discovery. As long as you have the vision to see the path ahead, you will continue to mature and excel. Yet we all grow weary and lose direction in time. When this befalls you, I have no doubt that you will find your way back to us. Trust in your eyes, Miku, they will never lead you astray. Well, that questline kind of sucked ass. That was kind of awful. I kind of hated every minute of that. Well met, Miku. Would that we had the time for banter. But we're all up in arms here. Yet another Ixal dirigible has been spotted over the 12's wood, you see. The reappearance calls to mind the Battle of Griffin Crossing. Well, I say the battle, most are agreed that massacre would be rather more apt. The Ixal dealt us a crushing defeat that day. Right around this time of year it was, more than 2 decades past. A humiliating episode in our history, to be sure, but the heavens forbid that we ever forget it. Failure is the finest, not the kindest of teachers, and few things drive a woman better than its sting. But let's speak of cheerier matters. Mayhap you've already heard, but a renowned archer has recently returned to the 12's Wood, the one they call the God's Bow. It's just a title, of course. His birth name is Jehantel, and he was once of the God's Quiver. The man was a legend even then, and there was no honor greater than being taken under his tutelage, but that's not all there is to him, mind you. Jehantel, I'm not sure, was also a skilled bard, one of the rare few capable of inspiring others to great feats through song. Upon learning the God's Bow had returned, dozens of us flocked to him in hopes of training under a legend, yours truly included. Alas, the meetings haven't unfolded quite as we'd hoped. Jehantel was refused to teach each and every suitor that's approached him thus far, though should be mentioned that the topics he is reluctant to instruct us in do not include poetry and song. He seems exceedingly keen to teach us all about them. Some few of us were tempted to take him up on that offer, save that we had a nation to defend. Far be it from my intent to belittle all those bards out there, but I like my chances rather better charging into battle with a quiver than a harp. And here we were hoping a transcendent mastery of the bow might be ours, By the sparkle in your eyes, I'd wager you have an interest in that self-same poetry and song. Come now, Wait a minute, that's perfect for Miku, holy shit. Come now, there is no call for shyness, and there is more to life than battle. If you would present yourself as a pupil to Jehantel, I would happen to know his whereabouts. I am given an understanding that he made his camp somewhere west of Quarry Mill in the South Shroud. Jehantel is an agreeable sort of fellow and should be willing enough to meet with you. Truth be told, oh my god, so much text. Truth be told, I'm holding on to hope that if you could find a way into Jehantel's confidence, mayhap he could be persuaded to train us. Wish you the best of luck, friend. I'm never returning to this guild. She got a... I do own copies of Vanilla Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. They were my mom's a long time ago. Got up to the final save point in both games. Never fought the final bosses. I remember that well. I can maybe understand that with Ansem. Ansem's like kind of tricky. Especially his early phases. Once you get to the boat, you're like home free. It's fine. The problem comes in with the earlier phases. That being said, Xemnas is like super easy. He's really not that hard of a boss. Another guest. You were kind to pay me a visit, young one. Naught gives us elderly folk more pleasure than the company of the young. Add to that a steaming pot of tea and the beauty of the 12's Wood, and we could want for a little more. But the curl of your lips tells me that tea and scenery are not what you desire. You seek knowledge of archery, I take it. How do you know? Is it the bow? Is it the bow on my back? In which case, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. Miku, was it? Yes, I am Jehantel, the one they call the God's Bow. But that was in another life. I have long cast aside my bow, taking instead a harp to my breast. For years I have lived as a bard, going wherever the wind blows, exulting in the beauty of creation through song. To be sure, I have the eyes to recognize a promising archer when I see one, and you, young one, have promise. Keep your nose to the grindstone, and one day you may count yourself a virtuoso of the bow. Yet know that virtuosity is worthless without virtue, and the words of the Ballad of the Vainglorious Fool tells us much. You truly wish to remain and learn poetry and verse? Well, 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 I must admit to being rather taken aback. On certain days such as these, there are few indeed who would devote their time to song as opposed to more tangible endeavors. You intrigue me, young one. I find myself growing curious as to how the melodies of old might find expression through you. I do believe a certain friend of mine would be of the selfsame opinion. Aye. That would be as good a place as any for us to begin. Listen well, Miku. There is a Moogle named Pukno-Poki who can oft be found wandering in areas situated east of here. I would have you present yourself to him. Pukno-Poki is possessed of a discerning eye for talent. If he sees potential in you, it should be well satisfied that you have indeed the markings of a bard. Heed me, O Poisson Althik. I know I had to look that one up the other day. Turn thee over the hourglass of time that we might gaze upon the battles of yore. Althik is one of the 12, one of the gods of Eorzea. She just decided, yeah, I'm done. She's never really concerned with beating most games, just playing them until she decided to do something else. It's funny that she made it almost to the end of Kingdom Hearts then. Oh, you know what it probably was? It was like that last room of Kingdom Hearts 1, where like you have to go through this entire gauntlet of like a bunch of enemies. And then after she did that, she's probably like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, honestly, I think the only games I ever played with my mom were the old Harry Potter PC games. And it's more like me and my mom both played them rather than played them together. Kupo, how could this have happened? It's just so embarrassing. A blunder for the ages, Kupo. You understand what I'm saying, don't you? That's a rare talent, I'll allow. But you've caught me at a bad time, Kupo. Now there's a be a good adventurer and show yourself out. Jahantel sent you. Should have said so sooner, Kupo. You do know that Jahantel is no ordinary bard, yes? His songs can salve your heart and strengthen your resolve. They can banish your fears and fill you with hope, and that's not even scratching the surface. Why, to hear him perform is like bathing in sunbeams, Kupo. I have asked, begged, and pled more times than I care to count for Jahantel to stay and sing in the forest. Only now he has deigned to set foot here again, but he's refusing to sing for us. That's a blatant breach of promise, Kupo. But what's this? Why, your being resonates with the chord similar to Jahantel's, perhaps even identical, Kupo. By the 12, that means that the things may yet turn out as planned. Why, you might even have it in you to surpass the man, and that's saying a lot, Kupo. Egads, your coming had so excited me. Oh my god. What is happening in front of me right now? Egads, your coming has had so excited me. My predicament nigh escaped my mind. There's a charm that I had meant to give to Jahantel, you see, but it was stolen as I napped, Kupo. I roused just in time to espy the thief and attempted to give chase. Alas, drowsiness robbed me of my balance, and I was delayed by this tree. Last I saw of that overbold brigand, he, or possibly she, was scurrying towards Taker's Rot, Kupo. Now I realize we've only just met, but would you mind recovering the charm and delivering Jahantel in my stead? That charm wouldn't happen to be a soul crystal, would it? rearrange my thing here. Shocked my mom had the patience for the unskippable cutscenes in Relic Kingdom Hearts 1. She never even cared about the plot. That's funny. You recovered the charm. Here you go. Please take this from me. You did it, Kupo. Please. You must now deliver it to Jihantel. Tell him Pukno Poki thinks him a cunning rogue, but is excited nonetheless. So excited, in fact, that she cannot help but sing. That Sprout was having a rough time with this quest. Alright, time to get our Soul Crystal, which we're already holding. I guarantee it. Yep, there it is. Welcome back, Miku. You have a charm and a message for me from Pukno Poki, you say. Cunning rogue, am I? I suppose I must explain. Pukno Poki and I go back a long way. To when I first took up the harp, I made a promise to him then, one that I have yet to make good on. Pukno Poki has long desired that I remain in the 12's Wood to sing for the rest of my days. Regrettably, I have been ill able to oblige him. Duty called, you see, I had battlefields to stand upon and comrades to protect. Oh, hold on, I accidentally unplugged my headphones. There, fixed. Moreover, an event came to pass that rendered my being in the 12's Wood problematic. I thought that by taking eager souls such as you under my wing, mayhap it would suffice to appease Pukno Poki. Of course, he saw straight through my little ruse. What Mugo's lack in grace, they amply make up for in wit. These creatures are great lovers of song. That you returned with this charm is proof positive of his high regard of your potential as a bard and archer both. The charm is a crystal known as the soul of the bard. Pukno Poki asked that you bring it to me. But he meant for you to have it. It is a gift from the Mughals, bestowed upon those they deem worthy of walking the path of the true bard. The soul of the bard harbors memories of the past, verses and refrains sung by the bards of old. As you gain in worldly experience, more of these memories will find expression through your being, imbuing your song with powers untold. Now, it may surprise you to hear that bowmen and bards are as next of kin. By the same token, mastery of song is dependent upon one's prowess as an archer. The sense that this will be lost upon you at first, but in time the realization will dawn that the bow and harp are but stringed instruments played by the same hand. Go now, Miku, and let your body and soul drink deep of the melodies of old. Until next we meet, I hope to see a fully fledged bard standing before me, one who exceeds even Pukno Poki's wildest expectations. Oh, we're done. Playing 2's prologue as a kid and crying over Roxas, then failing to get very far as Sora. I never played Kingdom Hearts as a kid. My first experience with Kingdom Hearts was being told by someone I knew in high school, oh, Kingdom Hearts is like a masterpiece. And being like, it's a Disney game. Like, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean not high enough level? They gave me a level 32 bow on a level 30 quest? Jesus Christ. I can toss this and these. These need to be sold. Okay. Okay, song gauge unlocked. Singing Mage's Ballad will display the actions corresponding song gauge, indicating the effect's time remaining. If the repertoire gauge is triggered while the Mage's Ballad is being sung, the recast times for Bloodletter and Reign of Death, learned at level 45, are reduced. So, here is Bard digging deeper into the whole RNG reliance of the class. Everything Mage's Ballad does is random. It is a random proc to reduce the recast timer of Bloodletter by 7 seconds. I'm still not a fan of this. Okay, we're going to switch to Warrior. And let's continue working on Relic Reborn. Oh, and we can remove that from the hotbar. Only Rogue remains. I'll try to get in time at the end of stream for another Rogue quest. Because, God, I hate the Rogue quests. But yeah, I was told by a friend in high school, like, no, you gotta play Kingdom Hearts. The games are really good. And I thought, there's, like, no way, right? Like, there's no way. The games are, like probably really stupid because they're Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse. And then they handed me the PS3 collection for 1.5. This was before 2.5 released. So we were still waiting for 2.5, and they were like, here, play this, and then buy yourself a copy of 2.5 when it releases. And I was like, okay. And I started up Kingdom Hearts 1. And I played the tutorial, and I hated it. Oh, I hated it. I struggled against fucking Dark Side somehow. The game was just not clicking with me, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna not play this. And then eventually I was like, oh, I want to give it another try. So I went to Wonderland, and Wonderland was, like, fine. And I was having an easier time with it, I guess. And then I made it to Olympus Coliseum, and the game just clicked with me. The game really clicked with me in Olympus. And from then on, I had, like, a pretty good time with Kingdom Hearts 1. For the most part. Still don't like Agrabah. Riku must have tilted you hard. Riku tilted me extremely hard when I made it there. Like extremely hard. I had to look up how Kingdom Hearts 1's combat actually worked to beat Riku. Because the game doesn't tell you. The game lies to you. It hides information. I had to go find a Keyblade with a really high deflect stat, which is an invisible stat they don't tell you about. It's the Olympus Keyblade. The Olympus Keyblade cuts through cuts through Riku like butter. Just absolutely murders him. Just a dozen more kettles, and it's off to the you again. How many 7 hells do you want this time? Here you go. God, we will not leave this man alone. And of course, the adventurer comes back triumphant. Should have bloody known not even the Chimera would be able to put you out of your misery. Hand over those Illumina salts and I'll get to work. Kiku and Rairi. There, the deed's done. I've squeezed out every ounce of me skill to restore your weapon, and I think you'll agree it looks the part. There's something missing, somehow, though I'm buggered if I know what. That piece just lacks a certain glow, as it were. We need to learn more about the relic. Literature surrounding the hero associated with it would have been a fine place to begin, but I ain't exactly the scholarly and haven't the slightest inkling where we might get our hands on such stuff. As much as I hate to say this, Rowena's probably the one to talk to. Thing is, I'd sooner shove hot kettles up me arse sideways than owe that thrice-damned Harridan another debt. You're gonna have to make yourself useful once again. Take yourself to Rowena and ask for her help, and return here once you've learned something what might be of use. I'm gonna pull up the quest progress for this one as well. Bravura. There we go. Yep, we've got our work cut out for us tonight in terms of getting through this fucking quest. Did you like Kingdom Hearts 3? I love Kingdom Hearts 3. I thought it was amazing. I know a lot of people hate Kingdom Hearts 3, and those people are insane to me. Kingdom Hearts 3 was just great. It was just a really great game. I don't try to parse other people's video games opinions anymore because they're all insane, and I think thinking about it makes me hate them. Just a little bit. You're looking a bit more run down than before. Your dealings with Gerald taking their toll. Actually, I forget I even asked. My mouth tastes of bile if I so much as think of that sorry specimen. So is there something you need? Book. Literature on the hero of old who once wielded your weapon. I reckon I can find what you need. Might take a bit of time is all. Of course, this ain't a charity I'm running here. I can get you what you want, but you'll have to do likewise for me. I'll track down the literature on the warriors of old. For your part, bring me an Amdapor glyph. You'll find this inside Amdapor Keep, a ruined castle situated in South Shroud. Clear on the deal? Run along and fulfill your part of it. Alright, now we have to queue for a place we've already been. We have to go to Amdapor Keep as warrior. Which didn't instantly pop like it has been for the past month. Interesting. Anyways, no, I love Kingdom Hearts 3. I thought it was amazing. Did the best I could to reasonably wrap up a lot of the storylines and to give Kingdom Hearts a more or less satisfying conclusion that could also be seen as the start of a new thing, like a new chapter. You know, I won't go into spoilers on, you know, what that conclusion is. It is a controversial one, I think, mainly because people built it up in their heads so much. But I don't know. It's just really good. It's a great game. It's fast and like really fun, and it has a million things happening in the combat. Like, you are never at a loss for options in Kingdom Hearts 3. There's always so much going on. It's just a lot of fun. I will admit, it's not as tight as Kingdom Hearts 2. There's a lot of people who convince themselves with no, you know, nothing like... How do I put this? There's a lot of people who convince themselves with no input from Square Enix that Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be nothing less than Kingdom Hearts 2-2. You know, the most tight, well-designed, best action RPG like ever made, when Kingdom Hearts 3 was just going to be Kingdom Hearts 3. Obviously, it wasn't going to be Kingdom Hearts 2 again. Every Kingdom Hearts game is different. I don't know. Like I said, I try not to think of the general public's opinions on video games because they're always wrong and kind of stupid. Always. I mean, hell, look at people's opinions on this game. People talk shit about this game all the time. Let's see. We can do the rogue quest. Started at the very least. Get ourselves to the point of, you know, having the solo duty to do. You, let me in. How far can we get in this quest? Let's see. Runners in the Mist. Wow, this is actually quite a long quest. Where's the solo duty? I know there is one. If there's one thing criticism I have the FF14 console games wiki is that they don't clearly mark solo duties. I wish they would. Been practicing your dance steps, Miku? Because we're about ready to run things around Captain Malala and her squads. The Yellow Jackets have been pressing their investigations into the treasures, what was coined from the Maelstrom's tub. But as you know, we've got our own network of coves. What don't miss not of the goings are on around town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? Just get the 1.5, 2.5 collection on Steam, hung up on the issues ports allegedly have. PS4. I'll say it a million times. The PS4 version is the version to play. It is by far the best. That being said, getting your hands on a PS4, maybe not the easiest for most, I would admit. K-Bay is late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, you have 2 goals for this job. Bite back, then 3 treasures, and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that Yellow Jacket Shrew will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks, and seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we best not drag the beaters on this one. I say we grapple them baubles before she's even lifted anchor and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. Seem awful keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jack. Aye, well, here's the thing. I sent me grievance to the Thalassocracy regarding the Shrew's challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force the poor Captain Malala to blunder about with the scary Darkmans, now would we? All right, gentlemen, ye. Well, them's the cards what we've been dealt, ain't they? Now, stow your quips and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of the Maelstrom vessel, we are looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond that shines like a star, I suppose. We've got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings, what once graced the wattles of the Sultana of Ul'dah. There's the tail there, but one that doesn't concern us at present. Lastly, the Black Sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery, no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all 3 of these trinkets were recorded as spoils from the official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the best way to offload the goods. What is too extravagant or just too bleeding rare for the average coal to deal in. Our 3 wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category when the bidding began in the Aleport, and the Thalassocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, and organized a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our marks swooped in and picked up their transport clean. I had a few wids with them Maelstrom sailors as survived the attack, and they pointed a finger at the grinning curs. The problem is, not one coal's seen hide or hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship, since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Jack, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo, what was cloyed from the transport, was just found during a routine inspection at the La Thagrin checkpoint. La Thagrin? Have the curs made landfall then? What are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. Then we'd better get our eyes out there quick like. Miku, Underfoot, you're fresh for a run, ain't you? Do not play the PS2 vanillas. You'll be missing, like, all of the post-game super bosses, pretty much. And those are some of the best content in the entire franchise. Come on, Lass, I'll race you to your checkpoint. If you want my honest opinion, if it comes down to it, play the PC version. Second best is the PS3 version. Primary, though, the PS4 1.5 plus 2.5 collection is the best way to play the franchise. Hold on, then we have to lead through the Zephyr Gate. Especially 2, I understand, is very different. Yes, very different. The original, I don't want to say it sound like, oh, the original's a bad game, because the original's still great. Obviously, it's still Kingdom Hearts 2. But it is missing 14 of the game's 15 super bosses and every single puzzle fight in the game. So, I won a race. You owe me a pint, Miku. Japes aside, though, it looks like Vikebe was right about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from them swads at the gate, it seems the peddler was boned for carrying goods, but was known to be aboard the transport. They called the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. Saw a pair of jackets carrying the boxes up the wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I get the feeling they won't open their games for the asking. Though not while this Fool's Challenge is going on. Do you think you could skulk over there and see if they found them treasures yet? And yes, one of the major boss fights in the late game is also missing. And a lot of optional bosses throughout the game that aren't just story bosses. So like, I would not play the PS2 originals, especially for 2. 1, it's like whatever, because the main things you're having added is stuff that I'm less than super happy with, I'll say. But 2 especially, and if you're gonna play the collections, you know, they're gonna come with both. But PC is like decent. It has some problems with AI generated textures, to my knowledge. Get over here. It's all junk. No diamond, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. It looks like we'll have to learn the hard way, or lean hard on the or on that skinny peddler if we're to find them treasures. Sergeant says the merchant still pleading ignorance, claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint and not else. What a pile of pugil shite. I'm guessing the pirates have split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Malala has already given orders to double the guard, and inspect every cart and wagon that comes through. Oh, I didn't mean to drink the OJ. Whatever. So, like, definitely do the collections. It's just, like, a question of where you get the collections. All of them have their weird little quirks. Wants to restore the textures to normal, and I wish it didn't have to come to that. Yeah, they have AI, like, upscaled textures, and they look nasty. They look really bad. Not a value, eh? Ben, eh? I thought we'd lost the contest before it properly started, but be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would you order a coal to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler is that daft, surely. And even if by some miracle of the gods, you squirmed through Lothogrin without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking the merchandise back to the city which you cloyed it from? No, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Curs hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there will be someone in the shadows that has brokered the deal, and I just so happen to know a cove what makes his business to oversee the kinds of shady arrangements. Thing is, the black marketeer bloke charges his haunts, depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. I seem to recall the navigator's veil being shifted by a westerly this morning. So that'd put him at Tiller's Rest, nice and close. Why don't you go ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? They fucked with Recom's controls for some reason? I can see that happening on accident. I can see it. I didn't play Recom on PC. I haven't played any of the Kingdom Hearts like PC ports. I own them all on PS4. And PS3, now that I think about it. I think I still have my PS3 copies somewhere. Not sure where, but somewhere. Ah. Hello. Pardon myself in my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? Must be sure of your intentions. Oh. Okay. I can talk a little bit about Rogue and Ninja real fast. Rogue's buttons are really basic. It's literally a 1-2-3 combo. This button, the third button on the combo, deals more damage if you hit from the rear. This button, though, Mug, causes the enemy to take 5% more damage while the buff is up. Warrior. From all sources, by the way. Very interesting playstyle. Causes limit breaks to be stronger. Ninja as well has its own really neat stuff going on with it. I actually quite like Ninja. I've just never leveled it to 100 before. It's funny because I went into this with it being the only class I had never really played any amount of. Take that. And now we sprint and we don't stop running. Yes, we have been in this dungeon before. So, I know you probably assumed considering we've done all of the ARR dungeons, but I just wanted to have that on the record. We've been here before. And now home gang. Oh, and of course, I should give a little shout out to Melon Mix as well. If you're looking to play the DS games, Melon Mix is the best way to do it. Puts it all on your computer screen in one screen as opposed to two. Just a good version of the games. Gives like analog stick support and whatnot. Not like true analog support, obviously, because that would require reprogramming the game. Take the gear from here. The DS versions are still great, but Melon Mix is a really, really good option. Is how I'll describe it. So, I would say Days is the one that takes the bigger hit to authenticity, because there's some things the cutscenes do with the two screens. Cutscenes and gameplay a little bit. So, like, Days probably is the one you want to go for playing on actual hardware if you can. Recoda doesn't do as much with the fact that it's on the DS, considering it was a phone game at first, so, like... What was the second boss of this dungeon? I don't know that I even remember. Oh, come on. Come here. Oh, right, Demon Wall. Yeah, okay. I always get, like the interiors of all 3 Amdapor dungeons are, like, just all the same place to me in my head. Were the mobile games any good? Define good. Do you mean, did they have a good story? Yes. One that has been preserved and dubbed by people on the internet. Did they have good gameplay? Absolutely fucking not. They were awful. They were actually atrocious. Kingdom Hearts Union Cross was a like an auto battler thing. That's all you did in it, was you auto battled. And then Dark Road was, get this, an auto battler. Whoa. And both of them were just so bad. Both of them were so bad. Oh, there they are. I mean, here's the thing, is I really did enjoy the time when Union Cross was, like, live, you know? I enjoyed playing the game. I played that thing religiously when it was live. Because the gameplay was so nothing and I didn't care about pulling anything. And it was just, like, a good story with, like some weirdly good social features. It had, like, guilds that you could build with players, and the guild chat was, like a thing. I do wonder where all the people I played that with ended up. Hope they're all doing good. There were, like, raid bosses that could spawn for your guild that you would all have to contribute to, like, auto-battling for a while. It was neat. It was like a cool idea for a social game. It's just, like, obviously the gameplay was nothing. Oh, I'm pulling too much. Oh, I'm pulling way too much. Oh, I'm pulling way too much. Oh, I'm pulling way too much. Oh, I pulled too much. Oop. Yeah, no, the gameplay was just, like, fucking nothing, so... But that was fine. I had a good time with it. I enjoyed experiencing it. It has a really shockingly good story. Particularly if you are attached to your player character. That's the one thing that I'll say about the digital one, or like the dubbed one, is that you don't get the full effect. You know, you just don't know the random default character that they've put into the cutscenes. So, like, you know, your player character doesn't feel like your player character. And that connection was really important to the game and its finale. And then there's Dark Road, which I to this day have not finished. It's technically playable offline. Square Enix delisted it though, so like good luck finding a download for it. Just awful though. I've never had a particularly fun time with it. Its story barely exists. It's like really bare bones. Okay. Oh, I did not realize there was still like a couple enemies in here. Oh, don't trigger the boss cutscene while I'm getting beaten up by enemies. One person viewing the cutscene? You know, at least they sent us into a really easy dungeon. What was this doing? Movement speed and HP recovered via healing magic are reduced. Okay. Yeah, I'll just take all this. I'm gonna donate it to the free company. Or the Grand Company, rather. Alright, and we're gone. My inventory's just filling up with crap. Okay. We'll take care of turning that quest in a second. I want to finish the road quest for the evening. That, the dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak, what would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the cults, eh, Granddad? Come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler, what was caught on the Lothogran checkpoint, moving merchandise for the Grinning Curs. Pleading innocence even when he had the screws put to him. You wouldn't know aught about the deal, would you? Every last sort of detail, not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. With such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat, what have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Granddad. Here's your usual purse. I mean, it's fine. We had time for a long Kingdom Hearts aside. We had to rerun a dungeon. The sum is paid, the deal is made. May my answers sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He is but a beast of burden employed by associates of the Grinning Curs, and he likely knew not of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The Curs wanted that coal to get caught. And now that the Jackets have had a taste, they waste their time yaffing every shite pie what comes through their checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the Darkmans along with the grinning Curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue. The Mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the Curs associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator. One who's practiced with piloting a vessel through the Doxy's Pole. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships they've sailed into that fog soup and never come out again. And that's where you say the Curs have gone to ground. There's a trick to what took some bollocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimmer than the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of theirs ferry their junk goods to Lenosha. And the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned and draw the glazes of the Yellow Jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. Fair appraisal of events. Now that you should know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's Pole was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you'll soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now, a warning. The mists conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. Careless step may land you on the chopping block. Chopping block? You can't mean... Seems I found myself with another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jack and tell him what we've learned so far. I'm literally always willing to go on long Kingdom Hearts asides. I don't know why I pulled out my mount. We don't need it. Reorganize this a little bit. There. About time, lass. It was gone so long, I almost sent the stray after you. What happened to Underfoot? So our marks and their bitten baubles are snug inside the Doxy's Pole, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a better chance to crash the Curs and grabble them treasures. We board their ship right now, you and me and Vakebe. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have Wids, with Swarsint? God, I hate Rogadin names. And see what the dry docks can spare us by the ship of a reliable crew. Get your kid together and meet us there. Guarantee you she's about to be shimmering when we get there. Yeah, I have this pulled up. This is definitely. Hold on, who's trying to reach me? Okay. There you are. Yep. Solo duty. Alright, Miku. I've pulled in some favors, and there's a crew that'll get us close to the scamper aboard the Curse vessel. It'll be cramped up on that deck. If we try to mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rails. So we go in quick and quiet, try to knock them off a few at a time. Well, lass, are you eager to test your sea legs? Oh my god. Have I spoken on the class that's missing from the game? That has, like, a guild? There's a class in Limsa that has a guild set up for it that you cannot join. Alright, no one's seen us so far. Let's get to work. Two back there are yours? Which ones? Follow me, you two. Okay. Oh. Oh, we're hitting this one. Okay. Maybe we consider the possibility of doing certain games twice, because, well, I feel like there'd be certain value in playing earlier versions. Issues that would take so long to do. It's worth doing for Chain of Memories. I'd say the GBA version has a lot of charm to it, but at the same time, the PS2 version's the definitive one. You know, you could just, like, skip out on doing the Riku mode on the GBA version, probably. That being said, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of value in sticking to the non-Final Mix versions of games. The Growler. The rogue rotation is just so boring at this level. I call it a rotation. I hit 1, 2. Jack, I found one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's got to be the cerulean star. So the other two baubles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the hold, ilm by ilm, but there's not else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet like, won't we? Spit it out, Kerr. Where are you keeping the rest of your treasures? How, you think I'd spill meat guts for the likes of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't at that. What about that partner you're working with? How'd you... We don't need no partner. So you telling me this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack the Maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport, and then disappear into the love and embrace of Doxy's pole? Not exactly your style, is it? The Grinning Curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew what turned up their snouts at privateering in favor of keeping to the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellow Jackets' grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps of what fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the prize. Aye, well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The Age of Pirates is swift coming to an end. Merrowib won't be stopped. Not by a piddling little crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the Executioners. That blue rock was just our share of the loot, the scraps from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lass. First, we need to get these stinking coves and their tub back to the docks. I have played through the PS2 version of Kingdom Hearts 1, so, like, I get it. I recommend it, like, honestly, I recommend it for being, like, you know, years later, you're like, oh, I kind of feel like replaying Kingdom Hearts. Then give the PS2 versions a shot, you know, try them out. Birth by Sleep, legitimately, I probably wouldn't bother, unless you're really like, I need to experience what Birth by Sleep is like on the PSP. Which is shockingly just the same as it is on consoles. It's the best looking PSP game I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how they did that. PSP is a powerful little thing. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to do as well in the as the Nintendo consoles it was competing against. Putting aside the issue of who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was the coves as rated that Maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment, what fits the crime? I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Morbi dry docks. I assume that was your work. Aye. You missed all the excitement, Captain. But never you mind, the Cerulean Star is back and Bob and our sneaky little fambles. And these must be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends, how dare you ply your filthy trade in limits and waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. Do you mean to execute him here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing him over to for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take him away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only happen to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasures by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. Why, you're not more than pirates yourselves. These bastards ain't worth a true pirate's spit. The Upright Thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just hunting dogs for the Admiral. Merowib yanks the leash, and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... go on then, blame me and the coves for your own failures. You knew you was about to defend... you knew what you was about when you defied the code. You knew that we'd be after you. We'd be done here. There are still 2 treasures left, Rogue, and I claimed them both. Wait, what did she say? Oh, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow you whole. Japanese Kingdom Hearts 1 only, the objectively least complete version. Oh, right. Kingdom Hearts 1 also has additional story scenes in Final Mix. I forgot about that. I just remembered that. They added, like... excuse me. They added a bunch of cutscenes in a later release, none of which are voiced. Because the voice actors, by the time they were brought over here, had already, you know, gone through puberty and sounded completely different. It's bad enough when they do that in Recom, okay? I don't think anyone could have handled them doing it in the same game. Then I work on that ship, Miku. First Blood is ours. How'd you take fighting a sea? There are a few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you, don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at tougher coves. And that goes double for when you've mates on your flanks. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's not wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I've said it before, lass, but I'll need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge than what that little shrew is bargaining for. That's assuming the Curs wasn't lying about the Executioners, and the Executioners, who I bloody think they are, twixt you and me, though. I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. We don't need this. Okay. Alright, now we can switch back to Warrior. And head off to the next Relic Reborn quest. Like, quest step, I mean. Let's see. Where are we in this quest right now? Right here. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're about to get our, like, actual relic weapon. Hello, Rowena. Clear on the deal, then run along and fulfill your part of it. Here you go. Take it. Ah, good on you. This is exactly what I was after. You've honored your part of the bargain, so I'll do the same. One of those scenes is partially voiced with reused clips. Yeah, the one for the super boss is voiced with reused clips. Which is kind of neat that they managed to do that. All the ones that actually play in, like, main story, like, progression stuff, though, all of those, aren't voiced. It's pretty funny. Are they voiced in Japanese? I feel like there's no way, right? Like there's no way they're voiced in Japanese and they just left them as nothing. Please take this from me. Aye, this text is about the warriors of old, alright? But gods, would it have killed the bugger that wrote it to use normal bloody words? It'll take me bleeding moons to get through this lot. Time I could be spending on kettles. Ah. Well, I tried to make head or tail of it all. Why don't you take this here unfinished bravura and try it out? Oh, oop. As I mentioned before, it's still missing summit, but it's all there shape-wise, meaning it should serve you just fine as an ordinary weapon. Seeing as you're a rifle warrior, mayhap you'll be able to feel out exactly what it wants for. That's to say, get out there and fight some nasty foes, as the warriors who went to for you must have done back in the day. Ugamaro mines and outer Lenosha to serve your needs. Pit yourself against some Ugamaro quarrymen, roundsmen, and beadsmen. Eight of each! And come back and tell me what you've gleaned. The information in text, or in the text in your first-hand experience, I reckon will solve this puzzle yet. Oh, this had to happen 20 minutes before the end of stream. You know what? No. We're doing rogue quests until... I'm just gonna plop that right there. We're doing rogue quests. I am doing this off stream, and we are coming back to it next week. Really doubt it, considering the PS2 final mix were in English. Oh, right, I forgot about that. They were the English dub. Right. Fisherman's Guild. Time to work on rogue quests. We're probably not finishing them tonight, but we will finish them next time for sure. I can just focus on leveling Bard and Monk for the time being. Let me take a look. What's after this? 1, 2... Okay, yeah. It would be better if we approached this next time as soon as stream starts. Because we're about to have to queue into another trial. And last time that took like an hour. So hard on for updated versions of their games having English dubs. MGS1 was like that too. That's funny. I mean, MGS1 also, like, you know, Kojima made it. And he loved the dub team for MGS. Oh there, Miku. Don't call me a hoe. We have a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough, what with Malala more snapping at our heels, but we still managed to grapple the first trinket without too much fuss. Fighting back them other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the story gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Alright, we have 2 baubles left on the list, the Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oh wait, where's Perimu got to? Underfoot? He's still looking to whittle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We're not cloning that stickler until we've at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging on my own to see this into these executioner allies of the Grinning Curs, and I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Miku, you've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope? Seems the Curs was feeding from the fable of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lass. Within Limsa, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. They was none too fond of Merowib or her prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat possessed by the Garlean Empire what eventually convinced him to play nice with the Thalassocracy? I still don't know how to pronounce that. But pirates ain't the ones to play nice for long. Now that Heelfear ain't around to helm the ships, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show the cracks. Ah. Oh, okay. All the strongest captains and lieutenants begun to form their own factions and are scrabbling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with one another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, there is a group what is pushing to break free the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the ones that took the grinning curs under their wings. Which means they've got possession of the last two treasures we've yet to coy. Rumors around town say that even for executioners, these coves are bloody and ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jack. Piss on Malala's contest. It ain't worth this kind of grief. We'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them. Or if they ever came after us. Large or small, it don't much matter. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom stub. The grinning curs are paying for that crime, but will be poor, sodden excuses for rogues who were to let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to its end, and that means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice to them as deserve it. But Jack, listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one of the faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now it's about time we get to work. Miku, you're to track down our black market contact. I sent him to the Kur's new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. Veil was lifted by Southerly this morning. That'll put the old man at his haunt in Lower Lenosha. Here, take this sack of blunt. We're giving him blunts, and pay a visit to his house of sticks. Deliver weed to the old man. Got it. That's kobold territory. If you didn't know, the old man bribes him with ore and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards just to be ready for your approach to be challenged. Oh, no. I think it's faster to teleport to the dry docks, but I never know with this fucking map. Finally, we're doing something worthwhile. I know. Only took most of the rogue quest line. Just gonna go up to the top and auto run in the direction of the quest objective. This is Sweet Sorrows. Wow, this is a long quest. Sack a coin. Yep. Yeah, okay. There's definitely a solo duty in here as well. I'm pretty sure there's one in every rogue quest. I remember being really annoyed about that when I was unlocking Ninja on one of my other characters. I think it's because these came out in, like, this class came out in patch 2.1, and they were like, well, shit, we gotta give someone, we gotta give the players something really meaty to, like, you know, like, get to, you know? Like, keep them playing. And I guess a new class wasn't enough. They were like, well, we also need to make that quest line for that class really long. Welcome to the House of Sticks, young rogue. You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, if you have any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest... Here you go. Here's all the weed I have for you. Heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales, the sum is paid, and the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. Faction is so wrong the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures. The earrings, better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Casa del Sol. The buyer, a moneyed merchant from the Golden Sands of Ul'dah. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction, if I were so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased the self-same information. Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. Oh, awesome. I can't just go directly there and, like, continue the storyline. I have to go back and report to Jack. Because, of course. Alright, Jack, I delivered the weed to the old guy. Welcome back, Miku. What information did the old man have on them reformists? Looking to unload the earrings, are they? And to an old on, no less. Can't say as I'm surprised to hear the biters from out of town. You won't find many Liminsons willing to melt coin on them coves are stealing. Oh my god, I hate Liminson. Only the daftest Assads would go about funding him as a means to pull down the Admiral. And one of Malala's lackeys arrived at the house before ye. How did they know to... them curs we captured must have cackled during the shrew's interrogations. We'll just have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know, and that means we'd best get our arses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jack. You and Miku can wait here for Parimu. I don't want to wait here for Parimu. Oi, Vikebe! What in the hell is she playing at after her last... She knows this ain't a solo job. Okay. You know, I've been playing through FF7 kind of off and on recently. I did not realize that Costa del Sol was an FF7 reference. This is an area from FF7. I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, it might be as I could use an extra Mort in the shadows after all. Jack has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me, I just want to skulk in, cloy them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckoned that I could manage that with no one the wiser. Then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? Ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of the underworld honor won't stop the bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and setting me sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place would offer to take in the pirates, or would offer to take in a pirate stray like me. I'll not see it burn to the ground. Deal's about to start. Say the wid when you're banded to head in. Gigaruju's taking his guards and dancing bells and pranced off down towards the beach someplace, given over the use of the entire resort to his friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for the bargain with the reformists, which, as it happens, works out well for us. We'll wait until they're busy haggling over price, then snatch the sorrows and hop the twig before they realize an ought's amiss. Sound like a plan? All right. I don't remember almost any of these later solo duties, to be totally honest with you. I remember the one where you're, like, rescuing the people, because that one was really annoying. There, the players have arrived. The reformist coin counter and the Uldon buyer are setting up on the southeast platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about. Where are all these other coals? The place is meant to be empty. See some nasty-looking blokes in Uldon garb, and... Are those mammoths? Merchants brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've gone and got ahead of myself. Should have realized the job would never be that easy. We'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blades, should you be caught sneaking up on them narrow walkways. Jack, I thought I'd... So your excuses, love. I know full well what you were about. You start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. Can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. It's only because I've got rogues like you and Underfoot and Miku here that the guild can take the jobs it does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates what do the trembling. Remember that, Vikebe, and some 2 guild robbers what piss their breeches when their daddies are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives in the Darkmans, and no bloody bastards, or a bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. I see. You've not changed your mind then. I'll need all the stabbers you can get, and promise mine will be there when you need them. Bene, now let's carve a path onto that platform and bite back them earrings. Vikebe, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fighting. Miku, you and me'll split up and mill the guards as we go. It's them puppets as concern me most. I suggest you crash them little buggers before they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, then give him a good solid clout from behind. It ain't the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip back into the shadows and move on to the next. Not to it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start in the front. Let's wrap this up before the jackets blunder and scare off our marks. You know, these quests wouldn't feel nearly as bad if Jack was like an interesting character who also maybe spoke normally. Like, you know, a little bit of, like, you know, some funny pirate talk is one thing. What Jack does is excessive. And unfortunately, pirate speak is not a replacement for personality, as it turns out. Oh. I was expecting that guy to, like, be harder to kill. Haha, I can stop them from healing themselves by stunning them. You like face the other way? Oh, there we go. Duty complete, there we go. Rogues? No one mentioned out about rogues. What in the hells do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? I'm all affrighted. Odd, then, that you're the one who's shaken. It don't much matter to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code and we're here to collect. Those would be the Silver Sorrows, then? I'm sure you paid a caravan a coin for them shiny baubles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them, then. Oh, wait, damn you. You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Altnard Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it? If the threat of reprisal would not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Limsa's relations with Ul'dah. Yes, exactly. I am highly placed in Ul'dan society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased if you were to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand, the Silver Sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon the Sultana Nana Shah ul Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we'd lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. The return on these trinkets will be, that is to say, the sorrows must be returned to Ul'dah. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dull-witted thug. This deal was being made on behalf of your country, then why are you sneaking about and consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you continue these feeble fabrications. You need only entrust the earrings to me. Should you truly wish to see them return to Ul'dah, that is. After all, 'twas to fulfill that very purpose that the thalassocracy bid on the sorrows in the first place. Bit late there, aren't you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with the merchant of Ul'dah. I come bearing an official order of seizure, authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Gegeruju any further. These suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows. It will be quite safe with me. There he is. Is it? Yeah, okay. We're almost done with this quest. It's just this and turning it in. The hell's take that canary-colored harpy. Might as well have handed the things to her on a velvet cushion. I'll go find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformists won't be given up without a fight. Aye. You do that, Bene. Best of luck to you, love. Ah, there you are. You've left before the events have truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Ul'dah merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist accountant, and will be holding him for further questioning. Oh, ho, Bone and associate of the bloody executioners. You Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. And what's this? I hear about you buy-in information, Captain. I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead in this challenge. That Marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. 'Tis true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. It is the fading era of piracy which I mean to consign to the history books, and that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, these are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner by which we protect Limsa and I swore an oath on the graves of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. I've got me fambles just keeping the code intact. But the code is a kind of oath too when you get down to it, and since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention to stepping aside and letting you trample over me or me coves. In fact, you'd be better off giving in now before matters get proper serious. Just say you're sorry, just admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I'm done wasting words. I shall reclaim that last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick. That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on the earrings. City's crawling with rogues, you know. Keep the sorrows in a bloody lockbox in the Coral Tower. But look away for a moment, and one of me coves will bite them beauties right back. Come on, Miku. It's back to the sisters with us. Okay. Just in time. We have one more rogue quest to tackle, and obviously I need to work on this between sessions. Next time is going to be more doing Relic Reborn nonsense. And seeing as we'll probably only have like a couple of class quests to do, next time we might actually get to the Crystal Tower stuff. Which will be nice, because there's actually really good characters in the Crystal Tower quests. Okay, there's a really good character in the Crystal Tower quests. One who we will be plagued by forever. And a few background dudes. Well, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. And as far as our damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep it Bob, you can bet your grandmom's teeth there will be some blade work needed after the job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Miku. They handed me a level 22 weapon out of a level 25 quest. Okay, step outside the guild to end stream. I guess since we're already here in Limsa, we'll just log out. We'll log out in the inn here. Which class do I want to level next? I'm gonna do monk. All right. And that's it for tonight. Just referring to the list real fast. We've still got a handful of things left to do. We finished all the archer quests. So just have to get monk, ninja, and bard to 50. And then we can finish off those quests. Once we get through this step of a Relic Reborn as well, like this killing all the kobolds thing, we'll be tackling one of the final remaining trials that are optional in A Realm Reborn. We'll probably be hitting the Crystal Tower next week as well, at least the first step in that raid series. And then next week, of course, I'm going to try to have the Ixal done. From there, all we have left are the Disciple of the Hand and Land quests. And main story. So we'll see how it all works out in terms of timing. We'll be back to main story probably in a few weeks at this rate. So, you know, that'll be exciting. Post ARR isn't exactly the most exciting patch series in the universe. But it is like decent, you know. It's stuff that actually moves the main plot forward. So we are going to get there just soon. Otherwise though, that's all I've got. Next week's going to be kind of weird for me. Probably Wednesday we'll be doing some Pokemon. Either Wednesday or Thursday. And Sunday, is anything happening for me on Sunday? No. So Sunday will be more Miku. The week after next is going to be like a weirder one, but we'll talk about that when we get there. That's all I've got for the evening though. Thank you very much for watching this far. I know Miku hasn't exactly been rocketing through the game, you know, at this rate. But it's fine. It's fine. We're almost out of the side quest debt that she's been in for a while. Almost. And that's all I got for the evening. Thank you very much for watching and have a great night, everybody.